turn YouTube on, are we cooking on YouTube? Guess that's the next question. Are we cooking on YouTube? How do we find that out? I guess that's the question. How do we find that out? Yeah. So we go live. Are we passing the content through? We sure are. Look at us. Look at us. Nice. So, yeah. Cool. So now we're live. We need to edit this actually. We want to be like, reviewing your code live. I review chats code during my live. Nice. So, hello. My name is Tino, and I will be doing live code reviews tonight. Save. Nice. People and blogs. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Let's have a look. Pop out chat. There you go. We got some stuff going. Got some chat pop out going. Got TikTok. We got TikTok. We got everything, man. We got TikTok. We got YouTube. We're live everywhere. We are live everywhere. Pop this chat out. Yo. We are live everywhere. You can't make this up. Cool. So we're live there. Now we should go live on TikTok Studio. Live code reviews. There we go. Let him cook. Okay, let's wait for our views to come through. Yo, let's wait for a few more people. We will go and get reviewing. This is a Get Q showcase, I guess. Huh. Sup chat. We're just gonna wait for some more people to come through. Then we're gonna accept some submissions. Some repositories. If you have a repository that you want me to review, I will do that. Last week's review was fun. Everyone we all kind of liked it. It was pretty funny. So, a few stolen moments. Yo, what's up, Prod? Yeah. Don't know if you were here last time, but I am a developer and I do live code reviews on stream, and I'm the only one in the world who does this. Yes, it's a new thing that I'm trying. Especially haven't seen it on TikTok. I've seen some other coders on TikTok. Do you want a repo? Yeah, sure. If you want to submit it, just do the link in bio. You can just submit it as a community one. Um, then it'll add to the list. There's a couple of test ones in there. Um, please play Cousins. How to submit? Go to the link in bio. Then you'll be able to submit there. There's a couple of test ones in there, but I can remove them though. La la da da da. Do 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 do. La la la. Cousins, you want me to play some songs? That is a good shout. How to submit? I don't hear. Oh, sorry. So you go to my link in my bio, right? There's a link there. You click it, then you'll see a link, right, for Git queue. If you don't know what that is, it adds your repo to the queue, just so it's easier to manage, right? Um, yeah. La 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 la. It's in my my bio. If you go to my page, like in TikTok, click on it, and then you'll see a link there, tino.nz. Click it, right, and then you'll see Git queue in the list. Let me know if you need help. Let's cook. Do you do any hack in the box challenges? Nah, bit boring. A little bit boring. I haven't. Yeah, I can, but I'm more of like a creator. You know what I mean? I prefer to create products and like build things rather than secure things. Um, but I can do, and those challenges are pretty cool. But I just don't have time. Need registration, right? Yeah, you can just sign in with your GitHub account. Do, 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 do. Talbeta, do you do hack in the box stuff? It's a hack in the box. Sorry, let me do some Spotify. Because someone said play Cousins by Ye. Cousins. Cousins. Just starting out. Cool. Oh my days. Funny, eh? Ye's on something. Let's play some things that I like, eh? Yo, we're out here reviewing code. If you want me to review your code, let's go. What is a priority level? Oh, priority level is like, so because there might be a lot of people in the list. So if you want like to be bumped up the list, you're gonna have to pay for that position, right? So I would suggest just doing community. Yeah, community is free. You can just add yourself to the list. Wise exchange. Nice. Ooh. We got our first submission of the night. Thanks, Prod. La 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 la. Ooh. Should we turn the music down a bit? Cool. Let's have a look. So you haven't just a simple task for a job, 10-hour project. 10-hour project, he says. Okay, for the three people that are in here right now, some entertainment value for you. This is a Vue TypeScript and CSS project, right? Um, this is by Prod Ramos. Shout out to Prod in the chat for submitting, being the first ever, right? Because Prod, this is the first time we're doing this, by the way. Formally, I might add. Previously, we just did it via chat, right? And everyone was submitting links in the chat, but links couldn't be sent, right? Because you're not allowed to send links in the chat. So people were spelling it out and telling me to go, navigate to this user. It was a headache anyway. Get queues better. So first get queue. Oh, there's a couple more. We got how many? We got two more community submissions. Let's go. We'll get to that though. If this list starts getting long, we're gonna have to like do it across multiple sessions. But anyway, 3. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, like and follow, guys, just so we can get more people in here, so more people can learn. Anyway, let's have a look. So this guy Prod, this is a 10-hour project, which is pretty impressive. It's already in Vercel, I can see, which is great. Okay, so there's no real like formal checklist that I go through, but let's start with the README file, right? You got a nice setup here. I like how you've told me what the stack is, although I can already guess that. I mean, I've been reviewing GitHub repos for years, right? So I like Drizzle. Drizzle is such a great ORM. If you're into ORMs, who's into ORMs? Anyone like ORMs? Nah. Anybody into the ORMs or nah? Do you work in IT? Sure do. Sure do. I'm a senior software developer. I've been working for almost 13 years now. Yeah, 13 years. Been doing. I've missed a lot of stuff in Logic, and the reason I don't pass the interview. What? What do you mean you've missed a lot of stuff? We haven't even started yet, Prod. We haven't even started yet. So, yep. So this is standard, standard GitHub README. And I know that you can tell this, right? I know that you can improve this README file. Have you seen like the enterprise version? Not enterprise, but like the famous GitHub repositories, right? And they have everything down to a T. Obviously, this is a 10-hour project, which is impressive. But I think let's start with a demo. Looks like there's a demo here. Bit scared of clicking this link, but let's just do it anyway. You know what? Screw it. I'm the ring logger submission. Okay, great. We'll get to you, KJ. Oh, look at this. Sorry, am I ruining it with my dark mode? Yeah, I am. Oh my days, guys. Okay, so let's pause the music for a second. Let's have a look at any other chat. Any chat in the okay, yeah. So this project is based on Nux. Cool. So let's have a wise exchange. Okay, it's giving Shadcien. I'm right, aren't I? It's giving Shadcien. Yeah, yeah. Next, which is great. Pretty cool. Does this start out as a boilerplate with a boilerplate project? In the app. I like it. I like it. In the app. I need to do it fast. That's great. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the demo. Test at example.com. Nice. Highly secure, he says. Highly secure, guys. Log in. Oh, there you go. Oh, so it took a while, but that means there was data. That means that there was data. Hey, killer, if you want to submit your repo, you're going to have to go to link in bio, right? It's unfortunate that I have to say that because link in bio pisses me off. You know what I mean? Because it's cringe as hell. But there's this thing called GitQ. It's in my link. If you go to tino.nz, you'll see my GitQ link, and you'll be able to submit stuff there. Okay? So I don't have to go into the thing. You know what I mean? So I don't have to go into the chat, copy paste, and like going, oh yeah, I promise to get to yours. We have a nice way of doing it, all right? So just go to getq.com, or you can just go to my link. It'll be there. Then sign in with your GitHub account, or sign in with the email, whatever. So let's have a look. So there's some data that came here. I wonder what was happening. I want to sign out again. I want to sign out. Okay, so let's just talk about usability, okay? We're not even talking about code yet. Let's talk about usability. What do you think is missing? Obviously, I'll give you some lenience, right? Because 10 hours, I mean, that's not a lot of time. But in terms of UX, right, user experience, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Something that is highly promoted in Vue and React is loading states, right? It's hard for me to understand what the hell's happening when I just click a button and there's no feedback whatsoever, right? Anyway, that's just a minor detail. Doesn't really matter. Loading states, yeah. So we'll figure that out later. But let's have a look at this. USD to Japanese yen amount $200 exchange. Cool. You have kind of a loading state there. Guys, he cooked. Guys, smash that like. Okay, smash that like button so other people can see this. Because not many people are going to see the work if you can't, You know what I mean? So there's an API somewhere. Is that embedded behind something? Let's try again. Convert. There is an API somewhere. Let's go preview headers. It's just, okay, yeah. It's behind there. API exchange. Nice. And you go there, you give it, and you get a preview. You get the exchange. That's it. Very nice. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Cool. I mean, is that? I think there's not much to it, eh? So if we go, that's what that is. We can edit this. I guess we can change it. Yeah, I see. Uploaded. Yeah, I got it. I think I got it. If that's you, but looks good. Go easy on me. I will absolutely. I'm a friendly person, man. I'm friendly. So I like what we have here. It's a one pager. Yeah. It's base currency versus target currency. Sure. So what this is giving me is it's a front end over an API, right? So this is like just to help exchange rates. and so you can actually, I guess, create your own, and then I guess the rules will follow this example. So USD to, oh, that's 12. Okay, 200 USD is 1666. Yeah, okay, I see. So the math is applied, and I guess this stipulates the math. So if I was to edit this, save, this will stipulate. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Um, nice. I see. Hey, I got another project. I can see another project. Nice. Great. Okay, so that is quite simple. There's actually not much to the product or the project. It's quite um, it's nicely laid out. Obviously, you're at the mercy of Shadsi and I'm guessing Tailwind. And your stack is Nuxt, right? Yep, Nuxt, Vue.js, Tailwind, Shadsi, nice. Tanstack query, nice. I'm using that too. Drizzle ORM, cool. Better auth, nice, cool. Um, very good stack. Very basic implementation of the stack. Let's go. My thing that I like is the server, right? Let's have a look. API, auth exchange. I'm not really interested in auth. Auth is quite simple. I knew it. I knew it, everyone. Okay, so let's have a look at the convert. So I like how obviously that's part of the framework. Everything is kind of sorted for you, right? You have the subject matter and then the API request verb. In this case, it's the handler for the post request when we convert. So we pass in and this is basically what the UI was doing, passing in the base currency, the target currency, and the amount. Cool. And then you can do some basic error handling here. What are we doing? We're just okay. So you have an auth API gets auth.api.get session. Interesting. Oh yeah. So that's a get session. Get the I see. Get the auth session. Yeah. And then find first. You're grabbing the exchange rate based on the yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's everybody, right? Everyone who's a user. Bob is Billy. Hi. Everyone that's a user in your product has their own exchange rates. That's what I can see from this. So I'm just inferring from your data model. Okay, yeah, perfectly reasonable. Uh, so interesting. Okay, so if we're wanting to get into it, yeah, prod. If you're dealing with money at all, right? I recommend the having some sort of money library, right? Um, Especially when we're talking about um, the accuracy, right? This will work. Obviously, this will work, but there's other validations. I mean, if we're talking about currencies across like global, right? Um, yeah, that's something to keep in mind, and I would pull that out into its own util function. I guess everything else is just run of the mill, cruddy stuff. Create, update, and delete stuff, right? Are you a software engineer? Sure am. Sure am. Gamer API. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like everything in your like all of your logic is in the handler, right? Which is perfectly fine, and it's quite simple. Um, let's have a look at services. What kind of company? I do stuff on my own, and I help people with their apps. Is a whole bunch of stuff, right? But I do app development, I do web development, I do back end, um, and I do some hardware stuff as well. I'm basically like greedy, I do a lot of development, and it's just so fun. Let's have a look at the service. Okay, so this is external stuff. Cool prod. So these external services, um, this is your main server, and the rest is just basically. Is that technically freelance? Nah, Now I do have 9 to 5 job, um, but I also do have clients, and I work on my own stuff too. I have a lot of projects on at the moment, but um, and during the night time, I sometimes review code. Let's have a look. So there's nothing much to say, Prod. To be honest, there's this is not overly complicated project. The structure is quite simple. You have um, there's no real architecture here. There's whatever the template, right? Whatever the boilerplate insisted on. You haven't which is totally fine, by the way, right? And obviously the use cases, you've developed this in 10 hours. You know what I mean? You've developed this in 10, absolutely game API. I'm so hella passionate, man. I'll do this for no money. You know what I mean? Just don't tell my employers that. Shh, keep it between us, man. Chill out. Anyway, um, but I guess in terms of some feedback, Prod, if you want some feedback, um, if you were to build a production and a production wide system, right? A something to deploy to prod, maybe have millions of users, hundreds of thousands of users going through it. I reckon if you were to um, if you want to get to that level, obviously this project here will not be able to cater for that level, right? Or to that scale. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Understood. This is not for production, right? But this is talking in case, you know what I mean? Like there's if you were to go to production for this, there's obviously a checklist that I'm sure you're aware of that you need to go through before this actually makes it there, right? Um, but overall, this is a highly maintainable piece of code, and obviously it's not for production, and it's all demo. And 10 hours is pretty impressive. I'm not sure how many years experience you have, um, but it looks like you have logically put things together, and yeah, it looks really great. Um, hmm. Any pointers? No, not really. I think if I was to see another project of yours that is that could potentially be for production, then I think that will, I mean, in terms of production, I mean open source production, right? 6 months experience, but I am programming 3 years. Oh, interesting. Yep. So you're fairly new in the game. I can see that you're deep in it, right? Um, but you're like hovering in the beginner intermediate, right? Um, but yeah, I think from that, do you have any questions? I think that deserves a round of applause anyway. All 9 of you in here, I think thank Prod for submitting that repo. Dubs in the chat for Prod and Kizfizz. Hello, Kizfizz. Dubs in the chat. Dubs in the chat for Prod. Let's go. A's in the chat then. Okay, Jay. Yeah. So to summarize, this project structure is demo, right? And it's a basic setup. Well structured, given its simplicity. There's just a couple UI user experience things that I think that you can work on, but it's hard to say because this is not designed to be for production, right? So, but most of the advice I'm giving is as if it is for a professional production environment, right? But in any case, I think we keep it pushing. I appreciate your submission. I know it's a queue system, but if possible, could you look at mine soon? I'm boarding a flight in 42. Joe Bow, you're boarding a flight in 42 minutes? Okay, Joe Bow, do you? So we've just done Wise Exchange, and I finished my break in 12 minutes. I think, yeah, the Killer Keemstar is like, yo, I can't believe we're gonna. Spike is a small project. I think what we'll do. Um, let's go with. Do 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 do. Oh, is it the last one? Is it? Um, okay, so I'm gonna check off the um that submission. Nice. Wait, so you've hold on, let me scroll up. You guys are too active in my chat. Everyone shush. So Joe Bow, last one. Oh right. So yours is the last one. Um I mean it is a queuing system, but yeah, I think wait, where's Killer Keemstar? Killer, where you at? Who's Ring Logger? What dates and time do you go live? I usually go live every Thursdays. Um, and yeah, Ring Logger. It's a hard and fast one. Okay, let's do this, okay? Should we do it then? Thanks for the rose. Oi, thanks for the rose. Um, share the live. Yeah, everyone share the live. Why not, eh? Why not? Um, always wanted to learn how to code. Nice. Well, you'll learn from some of these reviews. Um, how about Joe? I know you're gonna go in 42 minutes, right? But maybe we'll get there. We won't. Why are you looking mighty fine today? Hmm? Chill out. So, ring logger. Let's have a look. Uh, don't go on with your live. Don't do this to yourself. Ring logger. Nice. Okay, look, it's really about. This is a good example. Look at this. This is a great example. Ready? A high performance, minimal overhead logger designed to reduce runtime allocations and CPU contention. Wow. So that's nice. Okay, it's always lovely to have this about field filled in, because this is my TLDR, right? I don't want to read. Who wants to read? Uh, King Griot, how do I submit something to be reviewed, and is it fine if it's written in Rust? Um, King Griot, I think it just depends. So um I submit. Sorry, I am a generalist when it comes to programming. Obviously, I have years of experience in a particular stack, right? But I think in terms of coding and project structure and reasons, and logic, that is quite universal. So if you want, by all means, I'm not a Rust developer, but I suggest that you continue to submit your projects, because at least we'll have a conversation about it, and maybe you'll teach me something, right? And so if I go in there and I go, what the hell is this thing? I will learn. It's not really learning about. It's more like learning about your project rather than learning the tech, right? Um, which is interesting. I think let's keep pushing with the ring logger. Okay, high performance, minimal overhead logger designed to reduce. This is in Java. Okay, you lost points. This is in Java. You lost points. How do I delete your repo? Anybody know how I can delete someone else's repo? Just kidding. Just jokes. Java is such a fine language. I use Kotlin personally. Right? I use Kotlin, but like, don't be hating Java. Man. I'm not. I've programmed Java for a while. When I had no other options. Nah, jokes. Anyway, let's just take a look. Um, Every time I hear Java, it's like to me it's like the cringe version of C sharp. Anyway, yeah, you're right. It is quite a simple repository actually. Might not be much to review, but I like the fact that you have a nice example. And if I was, I imagine this can be an SDK, right? Tino, are you a web developer? I'm a developer. I do web dev. I do backend dev. I'm a full stack, but like I hate that word, right? Timo. Timo in the chat. Oi, don't ever call me Timo ever again. Ah, you're correcting so many Timos. Get out. How do I delete someone from the chat? Oh, not the fourth times. Not the four times in a row. Hey guys, get him. Guys, get him. Timo's crazy. How do I delete someone? Oi, Killer Keepstar, I know what you're doing, okay? My keyboard. Killer Keepstar, stop joining in. Oh my days. Have to delete everyone from chat. Anyway, thanks. Dino, okay, Jojo, oi, have you submitted anything? No, I actually don't know, but we'll see. Um, Great. I think this is really cool. Intended for high throughput scenarios where logging overhead must be minimized, not a replacement for general purpose logging frameworks like Logback and Log4j. Yeah, I've used Log4j for years. I have a hate passion for web dev. You hate web dev? Why? Jesus Christ loves you. That's nice of Jesus Christ. Um, okay, so let's go into the code, shall we? So models should be like easy nothingness, right? Okay, you got some constants in here. Whatever. Class defined. Yeah, okay, run of the mill models. Yep. And yep, definitions. Cool. Is this what the it is that's you. I thought there was a library. So you're a .NET enjoyer? Is that what I heard? A .NET enjoyer. Um I like .NET. .NET's fine, I guess. But I have like a few years of experience in .NET, C sharp specifically. It's fine. It's yeah, absolutely fine. If you can create an API in it and there's a front end as well. Razor, I'm kind of not really a fan of, but it's funny because we're going full circle, right? With Next.js, we're like years and years ago we had Razor, which was server side and front end. Wow, yeah, that was awesome. But then now we're going like, okay, let's not have anything in the server. Let's render everything on the front end, and let's just use an API just to get the data. So we're getting the data, and now it's in the front end, and like most of the transactions are happening in the front end. Yeah, but then Next.js is like, you know what? I want to create new Razor. Like, guys, hear me out. Server side rendering. It's like, guys, I just invented something. What is it? Server-side rendering. Oh, cool. Yeah, PHP had that years ago. Anyway, so let's have a look at J. Ringlogger.java has more of the juicy stuff. Yes, I presume so. Um, Look, man, you're gaining some points with this. Benchmark, you're gaining points with that. This is really, really good. I like this. See, guys, you know what this means? This means that they're actually, you know, that J over here actually means business, right? Because what's the point if you're not measuring? Yeah? It's like deploying a product, like a web product or a mobile product, without analytics. You're like, oh yeah, cool, let's submit it. Can you submit it without analytics? Technically, yeah, you can. But, are you ready? But, is it useful? You're blind. You're blind. Anyway, benchmarks are awesome. So let's have a look at this. Oh, look at this is pretty juicy. Pretty juicy. Ring size at runtime. Okay. So a nice constructor there. Oh, okay. What are you using? You're just using the built-in Java. Okay, really cool. What's up, Percy, man? Thanks for joining, everyone. Can you go and like the shit out of this here? No libraries here. I like that. I like that. Guys, we have an actual coder in the chat. Cause me, man, me by myself, I'm a library user. You know? Like, do I know how to code? No, I know how to drag and drop. Have I ever coded in my life? Yeah, 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 yeah. All I did was import from. I'm a coder. I've been importing from for 12 years. Um, but anyway, this is interesting. I'm not gonna run it, but I can run it in my head compiler. Um, what kind of analytics should I add to my social web app? Uh, do Google Analytics or do something that's easy for you. Firebase, there, there's other things around there too. There's Mixpanel, there's I don't know, there's heaps of them. Post Hog, there's that. Um, what else? Let's read some. Looking at these other repos makes me feel like the one I submitted is subpar. Hey, Brian. It's not about that, okay? We're just playing. We're just playing around and we're just having fun, doing the doobly doos. You know what I mean? All goods. Um, guys. So if you want to go up the rank, you can submit non-community versions, but you have to pay for that. So I suggest you just do community and just wait your turn. Um, but if not, you can totally do the paid version if you want. Um, yeah. So if we have a look at chin up, Brian. Yeah, Brian. We're all learning, man. I don't care if you've been programming for 35 years. For 35 years, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Jobo, 30 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jobo. Maybe we'll get 3 years. I mean, like, what's the queue? What's the value of the queue if I just skip? You know what I mean? If I just skip everyone and just do you. I mean, I want to be your friend, But is that how I want to do it? Okay, Joe, look at this. Joe, where are you going? I think that's the question, eh? Chat. Let's have a look. Where are you going? If Joe is going to a country that is really cool, right? Then we'll let him. Should we let him bump up the list? Let's do a good Samaritan thing, okay? Everyone, Joe in the chat is catching a flight in 30 minutes. If the place where he's going to see a girl, oh, that's romantic. Oh no. Oh crap. Guys, I've snuck into work with my earphone. Killer Keemstar. Wait, do you need to go to work? Is that what I'm listening to? Do you need to go to work? NO2 Dubs, what's up? Akota has a GF? Oi! Oh, sad. Does Akota have a GF? Damn. Joe, where you going? Joe, where you going? What's the country? Give us the country. Yeah, Keemstar. What's your name? Killer Keemstar. What the hell's Pitta PA? What's Pit PA? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's the US. Nah. Last. Nah. If you're in the US, see you later. Nah, jokes. US is having a tough time today. It's having a tough time these days. I'm like chill in New Zealand, man. I'm chill in New Zealand. But yeah, good luck with your girl, man. Anyway, I'm like cutting time out of Jay's review. But Jay, I think this is pretty much it, eh? So here's the fancy thing. Write message. What is this doing? This is creating a buffer, clearing it. It's adding the properties to it, and then you're pushing it somewhere. What are you doing? Flip. Okay, interesting. Publish log entry. Okay, and then you're publishing it where? Oh, here you go. And then you're doing that, and then you push that where? Produce a sequence, and then you're pushing that to the... Joe hit that shit today. Bro, dream country for real. What's your dream country? New Zealand? Yo, come through, man. Yo, come to my house even. I'll review your code when you come here. Okay. So you're doing some fancy stuff here. I have no idea what these do. Produce a sequence. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's fancy logging. Are you saying this is performant? New Zealand have any big tech? Absolutely not. We have big cows though. New Zealand is if you're in big tech, it's a remote job. I guess it's not true. But I mostly hang out with the startup dudes, the startup nerds. That's where I am. 2.5k likes. That's crazy. Can we get 5k though, or else what? Yeah, a friend of mine was making a performance critical app, and most of the logging options were too slow. Wow, and you made this. You made this. Oh, you pushed this 3 days ago. Okay, and so they have a Java. They have a Java project, and you decided to make this. Nice, and it's your own library. That's really cool, man. Log writer. Uh, console writer. Okay, interesting. Benchmarks to read me. You can see the comparisons. Okay, I think we should go through the comparisons. And since this is such a small project, I think we can call it there. Let's have a look. Oh, check the queue again. Oh my days, guys! Joe, Joe has decided to smoke all you guys. Joe was like, you know what? You know what? My girl's in town, and I'm gonna spend it big. And I'm gonna tell your girl that you're not spending your money on her, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so I guess Joe's next then. You're a cool guy. $10 worth it. Oh, Joe, the charmer. Guys, now I know why he has a girlfriend. Guys, he's on top of the world. Yeah, that's crazy. I gotta send money to be added to the queue. No, no, no. It depends if you want to be pushed up. Like for example, Thermo. I mean, what's your name? Joe. He's got some business to take care of. Okay, he can't be messing around with chat. He's got a life to live, and because of that, he chose to jump the queue. All the other submissions are community, so they're like at the bottom of the list, right? Um, but I'm gonna go through all of them. So, oh well. Yeah, swell of the man. Yeah, really impressive stuff. Jay, I, I, yeah, I really like it. I'm just kidding about Java. I'm actually not a hater of any language really. PHP. Um, so I'm okay with Java. It's just the fact that I am what is it? I am a Android developer, and prior to that, I was using Java because I had to, but now that Kotlin's here, I you know I'm all good, and so that's kind of what the thing I use. Everything to do with that ecosystem, I go to Kotlin. So, but you clearly have a use case, which is great. I think Dubs in the chat. Let's give a clap in the chat for Jay. Thank you for submitting your ring logger. Guys, if you need a ring logger, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at advertising. If you need, guys, if you need a one of the fastest loggers, right? Yeah, if you need a library like this in Java, I think this is it. As sarcastic and as playful as I'm sounding, I think just go and have a look at the project anyway. It's interesting. It's quite simple and it's not actually that complex. There's actually not much code. But anyway, Joe's gonna need it one day to lock when he puts that ring on the ghost figure. Oh damn, Jay's got it. Damn. Okay, so thanks. What's your name again? Thanks, Jay. Joe, since you since you got your degree and you know every freaking thing, let us cook, okay? So before I do that, I need to check off one of This one. I need to check off the ring logger one. Thanks, Jay, for your submission. We're going to remove the it from the queue because we got there. 2 years left. 2 years left. Let's go. Okay. So, portable thermo database. Wait, excuse me? I didn't even read this. Just a general review of repo and README. Simple project to help students. Oh, blah blah blah. Let's have a look. Let's just discover it for ourselves. Okay, Joe. A database containing all thermodynamics SI. What's that mean? SI units tables with a lookup execution script. Ooh. Oh, I saw a comment. Have you checked the Laravel framework? Yes, I have. It's actually pretty cool. I'm just kidding about PHP as well. It's just common to trash PHP. So I just jump on on the bandwagon. I'm actually just joking though. Python and Shell, interesting. Database containing all thermodynamic standard units, cool. Tables with a lookup execution script. Bio, okay. This project automates. I like it already. There's some good information here. The README is structured very well. I love the screenshots. I just did like a quick scroll down. Okay, let's have a look at the little purpose statement. This project automates creating and installing a thermodynamics database, which stores common thermodynamic property tables using MySQL and Bash. Additionally, it includes a user-friendly Python script for querying the data, making it easy to retrieve thermodynamic properties with minimal effort. That seems like such a convenient thing to do. Obviously, I have no idea about the domain knowledge, right? But I guess convenience sake for getting data out of somewhere, I know all about that. Yo, chat, I need a sign. Should I wake and bake or just stand up and code? Huh? Just stand up and code. I'm gonna send mine next time you're on. Gotta. Okay. Good night, Hayden. I'll see you next time. I'll try and go live next week. Usually hit lives on Thursdays. We review code. This is where we review code live in front of thousands of people. I can see. That's crazy. Anyway, already leaving? No, not now. Socially, when talking thermo classes, students have to go through 43 tables to find the values they need for their problems. That is such a problem to solve. Jobo, that is such a problem to solve. And it's interesting that you've put this together. Okay, so Docker, you're just trying to do it. Look at you. Look at you caring about other operating systems. I guess the target is our students, right? So you want to kind of cast the net out to everyone. Actually, I think it's 73 tables. Wow. So I just made it easier. Yeah, I can see that. Very consumable. I like that. Out the gate, I like that. How to use. So you have your database, you clone this thing, Docker build. Okay, I see that. What is, let's have a look at the Docker file. Okay, from Ubuntu 22.04. Yep. So you have all of your dependencies, you're installing all your stuff. TZ data, that's time zone stuff. Wait, is it? Test user to sudo group. Oh, okay, I see. And then, where's the link to submit my GitHub link? Oh, sorry, Just Jeremy. You've been asking that for a while, and I've just been ignoring you for the same amount of time. What you do is you go to my link in my bio, right? There's tino.nz. Then you click on that, and then there is a list of cool things you can click on. The first one will be Git queue, and that's the thing where you submit your code to, right? You sign in via GitHub or via email, and then you copy, you start submitting, right? And depending on where you want to go in the list, here's the queue, by the way. Depending on where you want to go, there's a priority here. Community, you just get added to the bottom, right? If you go plus, obviously you have to pay. Elite, also you have to pay. But this is just, sorry brother, I'm new here. I thought you missed my text. I did miss your text. Actually, I didn't miss it. I just continued talking without addressing it. But I've addressed it now. So just go over there and I suggest you do community, but just FYI, you're going to have to wait till the end of the community list, right? So right now we are reviewing the elite one. and I'm impressed already. I am impressed already at the repo. Such a nice use case by Joe there. Um, so yeah, I'm just getting familiar with what this is. Okay, you're creating a user. That's good. You're setting up. Okay, let's have a look at setup. Have a look at setup sh. So this is where all your setup is. Let's have a look. Scripts, install dependencies, create them. Okay, that's the stuff. Create thermal. Is it scripts? Create thermal database. Let's have a look. So this is going to be pushing the MySQL database somewhere. .db.py. Okay, don't run. Okay, so you're excluding something. Good old find. Don't mind the redundant cloning in the Docker file. Whenever I would try and use copy, it wouldn't work. I don't know why. Nah, hey, I am a avid, what is it, advocate for um for workarounds. Okay, because I'm like you. If it doesn't work, I need to try the new thing. Figure out what it is, and instead of spending all my time, you know, fixing someone else's code. Anyway, I think load data into table. This is interesting. So you have a load data. What is this? Okay, CSV path. Where does that go? Obviously, you didn't. Did you check it? You didn't check all the data, did you? Surely not. Or did you? .sql. No, this is the model. Just use AI, bro. Damn, guys, I think Cake's onto something. Guys, I think we should quit our jobs and let's just use AI instead. So I created the data from scratch. No, you didn't, Joe. Joe, no, you didn't, because it wasn't a PDF file. Oh my days, that's disgusting. It being in a PDF file is gross. 372 kilobytes. What the hell? How did you parse that? I hate PDF, man. Anybody else hate PDF like I do? Oh, wow. Okay. So you don't have a life then? Or I guess you're an expert in the field and this is what you like to do. So I'm just looking at all these things. This data structure. Yeah, cool. So that's the data model. So I take it. Hold on. Here's the data. This is the data, isn't it? Ooh la la. Oh my days. Guys. Guys. Wow. Oh yeah, that's right. 2451.56. Yeah, personally I wouldn't have chosen that number. Because in biology, like act like I know what the hell I'm talking about. 43 pages. Okay, 43 pages of data. Sup, Martino? Hey, your name's like my name. Um. Okay, so like this is cool. Wait, so hold on. Let's take a step back, okay? You can use OCR like Tesseract or convert to Markdown as long as you have a way to nice name, dude. Yeah, nice name to you too, Martino. You know what's crazy? Your name is Martino, right? It's like, and my name is Tino, but it's actually Augustino. So you're like March Tino, and I'm like Augustino. Wow, we should be friends. And watch my viewership go down, because of how lame I am. Anyway, execution scripts. Script is under the scripts folder. Say less. Yeah, so that creates a thing, and what happens? Table to CMD. Table to CMD.py. I see. Yep. Run SQL command. Blah blah blah. Doing the things. So does this? Okay, so I presume what this does is it creates a MySQL database based on your predefined schema, and then it hydrates that database with the data that you pulled from PDF, cringe, and that database is now useful to students, right? And you're saying that it's like you've put it in a nice to have project because students can take that database and they can screw around with it as much as they want, right? They can screw up the data, whatever, but they will always have a source of truth. Is that right? And so every time they're like, "Oh, I want to burn this database down," like let's get rid of it, then go back to the project, create the command again. Boom, you got a database up from scratch. Very, very nice. Very nice. You know what? Take a step further. Not sure if you've thought about. Oh, I found the PDF, guys. Guys, I found the 367 kilobyte PDF. Where did this data come from, though? Surely this data came from somewhere. Why did you hook into wherever this came from? That's my question. A book? Nah, but that book got it from somewhere. You know what I mean? More pages? I don't think so. Nah, very nice, man. Standard thermodynamic book. Man, impressive. Impressive. It's constants. Absolutely. Yeah, I get the utility. It's quite nice. Let's have a look. Um let's put this here. So, yep, create the database. What else? So you're pushing the database, and then now you have a data store that you can interact with. Nice. Okay, so that's the end. There's also DuckDB for loading the data in memory on render, basically an on-demand SQL DB. Nice. Also added a script to convert from my table to the table within the book so they can use. Wait, also added a script to convert from my table to the table within the book so they can use. Ah, for proof. What's a PDF? Is that the output? Because if you want to go to the PDF, yeah, there's table names. Yeah, yep, okay. Like A1, yeah, it says B1, B1.1, yeah, and then B2 somewhere, B1.1.1, yeah. Man, data's so cool. Okay, so project. I'm not sure if you've played Minecraft, but I made it for Minecraft players. Okay, Brian, we'll get to that. So from whatever table they look up, it also returns the proper table. Oh, cool. Side by side comparison. Is that right? Side by side comparison for sanity checks and proof. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see. Very, very cool. You know what? Is this a Docker image? Is this a Docker image? If it's not a Docker image, nice, beautiful. Because then your thing will get wait. Because look, so then your how to use will change, right? Um. So if you go no, what I'm saying is don't build it, right? Like you build this once. Those commands create the Docker image. Yeah, yeah, I know. So these will create the Docker image. But what I'm saying is to host that Docker image in Docker Hub or something. And so when you're pushing this, all you need to do is this: give this to the students and go chuck that in there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fluent. And so like it boils down to be like if you want to build from source, you follow these instructions, right? If you want to build from source and you want to whatever, never thought of that. Yes. So then you go and you don't have to worry about all this stuff. Start MySQL server. I guess you would always have this, but this is separate, right? This is separate to your project. Having a MySQL server. Um, I don't know how to host the image on doc, Docker. Oh, yeah, I see. Um, you don't really. You just in Docker Hub. You submit it under your name, right? And then like you even create that as it, so it's like one command. Boom, one command. You know what I mean? One community command. You know, I fell in love with Docker as soon as I saw that. You're like, what do you mean I can turn my entire complex project into one command? You know, that is amazing. Anyway, I'm not really like a Docker expert. I mean, I've used Docker for years, but it's like it's more of like a DevOpsy type of technology, right? But I know enough to be dangerous with it, right? And to actually automate a lot of my stuff and to like nicely and neatly house my little projects and my big projects. Anyway, so let's talk about utility. I think this is an amazing project. I think you are 5 minutes to spare. Nice. We're having a summarization, so you can go and check in or whatever. Um, we so the utility of this is quite charitable, right? It's for students to use, and I think it's great. Um, Obviously, I don't have any experience in the domain or the consumption of this, but I think technically it's quite easy to consume. The end result is a database. Data is awesome. If this helps students, then great. The project structure, I think there's not much to be said about it. I mean, it's very logical, right? You have areas and it's just folders, right? There's no real architecture needed, right? Because this is more like a tool rather than a product, right? Maintainability is quite high because it is quite um, a simple process. So yeah, there's not much to be said about that. In terms of the code, also not much to say about it because it's more like scripts, right? It's not really like a full project thing. It's more like a here's some scripts to go from data CSV files to uh, MySQL MySQL database, right? I think an improvement it might not be an improvement, but a suggestion. Obviously, I suggested the Docker Hub, fully Docker Hub, Docker hubbed image. But on top of that, I think because the database dialect doesn't really matter, right? I think having that generic could be interesting. I think if you go, doesn't matter what dialect you use. Here's the port. Here is the interface to migrate this data into your database of choice, right? So then any student using it, no matter what database they're using, they don't have to stick to that to MySQL as the dialect, right? They can go to Postgres or they can go to SQLite, right? So there's multiple data, or they can even go to I don't know, MariaDB. You know what I mean? So it's like database dialect agnostic tool because the MySQL part is irrelevant to what you're doing here. Yeah, but I think it's quite cool. Um, Also, on top of that database dialect thing, most people that would be using this aren't that technical. Fair enough. I guess maybe a front end then. Maybe a front end. If they're not that technical, then maybe create some sort of demo site. Or I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just to get them on board quickly. But if they're not technical, then I guess yeah, sky's the limit really. um, but yeah, I think what you have here is project complete, right? But I'm just being fancy pants. With Div, I have a passion for it. Fair enough. Um, Before I knock out, 2:30 a.m. Damn, that's crazy. Um, okay, so I think that concludes Joe's one. Thank you so much for submitting. Please don't do web dev if you don't like it. But to be honest, to me, web dev is just another front end. Doesn't really matter. I think there are better front ends. CLI is a front end, and I think that's cool. I hate front end. Fine, we'll stick the back end. Just chuck it in the logs. Just chuck your UI in the logs. Easy. Done. Try Streamlit. It's UI for Python. Blech. Thanks, Joe. Have fun. Catch your flight. All the best with you and your girl, man. Claps in the chat for Joe and his repo, Thermo Database. If you are a biology person, student, or whatever, check it out. It's an interesting data set. Yeah, and I think awesome. Sorry for jumping here. Nah, you're all goods, man. That's what it's there for, right? But yeah, deuces, man. Thank you, Joe. Wow, what a cool repo. So, Minecraft Enhancement Planner. Look at you. Minecraft Enhancement. What is it? Planner. Let's have a look. Let's just remove this. I guess I can remove your other submission, your community one. Okay, bye-bye portable thermo database. Let's have a look at the other thermo database one. Where is it? Portable thermo database. Yeah, that's one. Delete this one too. Let's remove that from the list. So we're back onto the community list. Streamlit is basically markdownified Python, syntax-wise. Very quick to run UI framework for Python. That's awesome. So in Minecraft, you can enchant your armor and upgrade it, but it costs levels and experience. Okay. So let's have a look. GitHub.com. Boom. Let's have a look. Minecraft Enchant Planner. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, a tiny Flask and Vanilla.js web app that tells you the cheapest way to put any set of enchantments on any item in Minecraft. Available for use here. On render. Okay, on render is pretty standard. Pick an item. Helmet. When enchanting items in Minecraft, the order in which you combine armor, weapons, and tools with books in your anvil makes a huge difference. Each time you work on an anvil, you increase the work penalty. Once that penalty gets too high, you simply can't add any more enchantments, and the anvil says too expensive. This planner finds the optimal sequence of the book combinations to keep your XP costs as low as possible. That is cool. I see the utility here. So I made a planner to optimize the enchanting process. Very simple though, since I'm a beginner and have very little coding experience. Wow, nice. Well, aren't you in luck then, because there's a lot of vibe coding available for you. I suggest that you learn though, right, at the same time. What is going on? What am I looking at? What's going on? Oh, I see. Thanks for following, guys. And thanks for liking. 3.5k. Let's go. 3.5k in the chat. Yeah. Let's have a look. Shot for the follow, guys. Keep following if you want the banter. I'm just getting into pen testing. What is GitHub and what do I do in it? So GitHub is a source control platform from the ends. So if you have code that you've written, you don't want it to just live on your computer, because what if your computer crashes, and then all of that progress that you've been writing in your code will just go away. So what do? You copy it onto a USB and save that for later. But then what if you want to work on it, right? So then do you work on it on your computer? Then how do you update the one on your USB, right? The copy on USB. How do you keep it up to date? How do you back it up? Where do you put your code, right? You put it in Google Drive, maybe. Um, yeah, so the most efficient way and the most common way is to use a Git repository, right? And there are plenty of Git repository platforms out there. The most widely used one is GitHub. There are others as well. GitLab. There's Bitbucket, right? There's what else is there? There's multiple different technologies as well. But I think the logic still stands, right? The the concept still stands. It's somewhere so you can put your code for later, and you can continuously update it, and you have somewhere safe for it to be. Yeah, that's what GitHub is. And if you're a pen tester, I don't care what you know, like the difference between pen testing and developing. It doesn't really matter. As a pen tester, you will need to write scripts, and you'll need to persist those scripts onto GitHub somewhere, right? But just not on your computer, not in a USB drive. Okay. Um, yeah, I suggest not one of these. Look, I just got a USB drive actually. Where is it? Where are you? 256 gigs. That's crazy, man. 256 gigs on this little damn thing. Anyway, so from the ends, I suggest, my man, hey, I got you, man. So that's what GitHub's for, and I suggest that you get on it, right? Make it a good practice for yourself. If you start writing pen test stuff, right? Pen testing code, make sure you put it in a project on GitHub. Start committing it, and kind of like organize your scripts into logical places, right? Go make a folder, like this folder is so I can exploit this area of a system, or this folder is for something else, right? Logically make it. You can decide how you want to sort that out. Thank you. You are welcome. So sorry. What's your name again? What's your name? Who am I reviewing? Brian. Yeah, Brian. I followed you. Thanks from the ends. Smash that like button and follow. Do the social media thing. Sorry, I can't do that with a straight face. I hate it. I hate saying like my stuff. Just don't. Just do what you do, Billy do, okay? So you have this is a web site. I imagine the data's going, oh, there's a little demo. This is great. I'm glad you have a little demo to show us. Because I don't even know how to use that that data. Oh, you have a demo that doesn't play. Or is it me? Am I the drama? I'm the drama. Ooh-wee. Oh yeah, it's playing now. Okay, so you're grabbing something. Oh yeah. So you're like, get me 4 protection. And we'll use count 3. And you're doing that. Great. Ooh. So these are the instructions I see. Okay, so you've optimized the best way to. Oh, look at you! Clicks in the chat. Clicks in the chat. Look at this person. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. And look, I'm not going to even pretend that I know what Minecraft is. Obviously, I know what it is, but I don't play. So I'm not even going to pretend that I game. By the way, guys, I don't game at all. Okay, which is weird, right? A software developer doesn't game. I know. I just game. Okay. Plus commercial. Yeah. Guys, if you want me to troll your code or like review your code like I'm doing now, go to my link in the bio, right? Tino.nz. Then you'll end up in GitQ, and you can submit here. Make sure you select the community edition because it's free. But you'll end up at the bottom of the list, okay? So I won't be reviewing your stuff until later. Right now we're on Minecraft Enchantment Planner, which I think is it's definitely not for me, okay? It's not for me, but I think it's fun. I think it's cool to review anyway. So let's critique. I like that you have a video showcase. I think it's quite important for even people who don't know how to use it. Who don't know the use case specifically. What stack is this? This is Python and HTML. Very cool. Same no games. Nice, Myra, whatever your name is. Sadly, no, my anti-cheat's not for free. Let's have a look. So you have a Python. So you have a Python server running on port 5000. That's starting the server. You're just having basic HTML, vanilla JS, and your index HTML. Okay, I see. Yep. Flask only in your requirements of TXT. How the algorithm works. This is interesting. Okay, so now this is interesting. Okay, how the algorithm works. The other stuff is just like technical mumbo jumbo. But if we're talking about the product by itself, this is the nitty gritty, right? How the algorithm works. Immutable enchanted item objects record item type in enchants and prior work. Cool. So you have a maintained immutable list of objects. A recursive memoize, nice, search cheapest single, tries every possible by partition of the input book's base item, merges the cheapest sub results, and remembers the best plan for each resulting prior work value. Nice. So, you know what that means, guys? As you're using it, as let's say you deploy this to the real world, right? And there's multiple people doing it, and they're clicking away. All of that work is only done once, right? Shout out to Memoized. Vanilla Anvil rules, merge costs, level stacking incompatibilities, the hard 39 level cap, etc. are faithfully reproduced in enchantment item.merge. Cool. The user can choose to optimize either, what is this? I forgot what that is. Levels or final prior work penalty, ties broken by the other metric. Okay. Who's the douche again? I do have a website for it, but I don't want to advertise it in this guy's channel. Rhett Tawny? What are you saying? Oh, I see. Didn't see the ad. Want some music? Okay. Let's do. Some quick music, eh? Okay, great. So that's how it works. It's actually interesting. Can you look at my website code? It's on GitHub. Sure can, Ollie. Go to my link in my bio and then go and submit it on GitQ. Okay? So this is how I'm going through the list. Kind of making it fair, right? So I'm going to start from the top to bottom. Any one of you who wants to submit it. But I'm going to go top to bottom, yeah? I would open source my website, but it has secret stuff in it. Yeah, I don't suggest to do that. Alright, bro, time for mine. Okay, risky PC repairs. So that's interesting. I think it's quite a simple project structure. I like that it's what is it? I like that it's just plain JavaScript. Not many of those nowadays. But in saying that, yeah. So one I guess one little critique is that because it's just one file, right? I think you might have room to put these into different files and then reference them. Depends on how much you want to scale this up, right? But I think it's all good. Look at this. Obviously, this is it's so funny to look at. Not funny. I mean, it's so interesting to look at these days. You know, because there's like React out the wazoo. There's Vue.js out the wazoo. It's quite interesting. If you've seen the code to my newest project, I haven't yet. Maybe on the next one. If you've submitted your code, then maybe I'll take a look at it. Yeah, there's not much to say about the code. The structure is quite easy to see, so it's pretty maintainable. So great. Interesting use case. Not a use case for me though. Um, but in saying that, thanks for submitting your repo. Um, yeah, nothing much to say about that. Thanks for who was it again? Brian. What's your name? Uh, yeah, Brian. Thanks, Brian, for yeah, the organization of the project itself is a bit whack. I only have a few months experience. Nah, that's all good. Yeah, I totally get it. Um, obviously you're not losing points because of that because it's such a small project, right? Like there's not much to it in terms of complexity. So I think you're all good. But yeah, thanks for submitting. I think we're gonna move on to the next one now. Dubs in the chat for Brian for submitting his GitHub repository to get reviewed on here. Funny, eh? Thanks for the follow, Mike. Let's have a look. So that is the Minecraft enhancement planner. That is done. My website encode. Nice. Someone submitted their site to the community. That's great. Great stuff. Mirror 4. Okay, so who is this one? Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat ready for this? Who's this? Who's this? Who am I reviewing next? Are they still in the chat? You think AI will replace developers? Nah. No. No, I don't. I think they will change developers, you know. I think developers will have different responsibility. Yeah. For real, on God. Let's skip it, eh? It's too slow. Oh, Great Perez! Oh. Actually, let's go with let's go to this one. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, damn. Tell me AI saying what I just said. I made a good classification filter. Sorry, you made a food classification filter. Cool. To be honest, I feel like making my own streaming platform. That's fun. Ting. Who said Ting? Ting, you from New Zealand? Ting is crazy. Get out. From the ends, go back to the ends. Ting is crazy. I am from New Zealand. That's correct. From the ends. Literally how I accidentally did it. Yeah, how hard is Tino, man? My name is 4 letters. In the Beninging. What time is it there? The time is 9:47 p.m. Would you be able to look at my website to give you your opinion on it? Absolutely. If you want to submit your website, go for it. But it'll just be at the end of the community line, right? There's 3 lines, guys. There's 3 lines in GitQ. There's the community line, and then there is the plus line, which costs $5, and then there's a elite line, which costs $10. Okay, so what I suggest you do is either wait at the end, you know, for community line, or if you want to push in, up to you. But yeah, I suggest go to community and just chill, and just vibe, okay, and just wait your turn. Clear, absolutely. Go into the link in my bio, right, and click on the link, and then you'll see GitQ there. Click on that GitQ link, and then you'll be redirected to GitQ, to the GitQ session. We have 4 repos ready to review at the moment. So, what's your name? What's your name? Killer Keenstar. I think this is your repo. Like the live, please, people. Kizfiz's doing all the work. What do you guys review overall? Well, we review project structure. We give, sorry, when I say we, I mean I. I give general, I guess, coding, what is it, review, like advice. Um, I talk about the product or the library or whatever the purpose of the project is for, right? So we have a little chat about the use case or like the utility of it, right? So it's basically having a discussion of what it is you've built and the execution of how you've built it, and also just the finesse, the developer finesse of how you've showcased your thing, right? Will you review Python scripting in the future? Yep, I can review Python scripting as well. Um, I know Python, so to be honest, it doesn't really matter what the language is. Obviously, there's some nuances to specific languages, and I might not be able to go in depth, in terms of language specific things. But I guess in terms of like in those instances, we'll have to we'll have to play it by ear. I'm just a college student, so it's nth vast, nothing vast. Sorry. Yeah, fair enough. Just go submit away, and then we'll talk about it. Uh, Killer Keemstar, are you still in the chat? Calling all Killer Keemstars. Don't want to miss the train. Hello. Let's bro, can you develop audio VSCs? I love to do that. I started doing that, and it was what is it? I ran out of time though before I could actually get to it. But what I did was I built Reverb again, just as an intro into the tools. But in terms of those things, it's amazing. I can't wait to dive into that. But to be honest, I just don't have any time. I'm reviewing all your code, guys. I'm just running out of time. It's your fault, really. Is the review during the lives, or can we just submit and get reviews offline? It depends. If you want me to do it offline, you can add it to the list, and maybe we can. Because I haven't actually. This is right now. This moment here is designed to have these repositories. What is it? Managed during the live. But if you do want me to review your code outside of the live, uh, then I guess it's a different story, right? That's more like consulting kind of thing, Because remember, I can't spend all my time reviewing code, especially when it's just you know what I mean, right? It's just the use of my time, I guess, right? But during these lives, this is why I kind of dedicate some time to review the community, right? It's just something I like to do, and also it's fun. Um, but I think in the future, so GitQ. By the way, I built GitQ, and so maybe in the future I'll add a private public. So if you want me to review it privately versus private or public, maybe that can be a different story, and that will, yeah, well I'll have to think about that flow, right? Wee wee, wee wee. Nice. Okay, so Killer Keemstar, let's have a look at your thing. Look at this. Okay, you're getting fancy. Okay, Legend of Mir 4, Mir 4 official public toppers source. What am I looking at? Okay, from the ends. Yeah, enjoy your meeting. Stay productive. See you later. Oh, so this is a game. Mirror 4. I don't know what it stands for. Topaz, the gem of crystal. I have no idea what that is. Guys, if you open my website, just hide your screen on the first part. Ollie, are you the last one? It's okay. We can talk about that soon because I won't just open it willy nilly, right? I'll. That's why I put this thing here where you just copy it instead of opening the link, because it's kind of like scary, because anybody can put anything there. So I just copy it to my clipboard and then just paste it and then just see what it looks like. But yeah, if you want me to just I'll open it on a different window and then we'll go from there. The last live, I opened someone's link and it was just their face right there in their GitHub profile, and it's just like they're just chilling with their like an awkward pose. I was like, ooh, I didn't want to see your actual face, like your government face, you know? Like I don't want to know your government name and your government face. Like damn, like anyway, um, topaz is that how I'm pronouncing it? The gem or crystal? I don't know. Topaz? I don't know. Topaz. Okay. Mirror 4 is an open source implementation of the official legend of Mirror 4 server code that empowers community organizers is crazy. Organizers, modders, and hobbyists to spin up their own private Mirror 4 servers in minutes. Built directly with from the official sources for maximum compatibility using MySQL for data storage and JSON files for server config. With simple setup scripts and detailed guides, wikis. Okay, you're getting too fancy now. It's friendly architecture. I'm just kidding. This is good. It's friendly architecture. Lets you tweak rates, items, stats, and more, while an active LOMCN, don't know what that is, community provides a hub for sharing your setups, reporting bugs, and collaborating on new features. Nice. Dive into explore, customize, and host your own personalized Legend of Mirror 4 experience today. Okay, server source not available at this time. Please stand by for open source. Okay, what's open source set? Interesting. Is this a fork or is this the actual project? Legend of Mirror Community Network. Okay, that's what it's called. Okay, C++, JavaScript. This is a bunch of different languages, so I guess it's a monorepo. This is a monorepo of I'm guessing a server. Yeah, server side product, a self-hosted one. Okay, let's start with console. Okay, so we have this is server console.sln. This is a Visual Studio project. C#, I'm guessing. So with the database, is this entity framework? Entity framework, is it? Oh, SQL client. Oh yeah. Interesting. So this is just run of the mill. This is quite long actually. Ugh. Oh my days. This is okay. I mean, I don't have anything against very long files, but oh, this is the database form. Fair enough. I feel like you drag and drop on stuff like that. Database functions. Have a look at this. Primary key check. Primary key check. Topaz. Okay. Yep. Designer. Okay. Config. This is the. It's not much to review there, but Okay, so if you check out the website included, it has everything. Okay, that's another designer one. The website that's included. This test website. Wow. Go back to main domain. This one? Ah, look at you. Is that the one you're talking about? Now the game is hosted, right? Like this is basically a self-hosted. Sorry, this is a project that can host the game, right? So you execute this on your own server. Yep. So this is how to get it started. We're rebuilding the servers. Wow. So this is actually a big project. Is this open source all the way, or is this like your job or something? So look at the list again. We have 4 left. It will be open source. Okay, cool. Um, check out the other projects and read me. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I really like your setup. Your readme setup. Oh, first one that has an actual network diagram. Damn, quality, guys. This is quality. Look at that. Oh yeah, don't ever click that again, guys. Um, this is actually great documentation. Um, don't ever bots it again. Photoshop tools, a collection of useful MIR tools, ranging from pre-made websites to client. Okay, let's have a look at this. Mirror website. So this is like a few projects in one. Let's take a look at the API. Is this another C# project? Dreamscape. What's this? This is Golang. What the hell? I love Golang. Crazy work. Nice. Okay, so this is just a. Yeah, you can tell it's Golang because there's a error log in every single line of code. Um, no, this is actually crazy work. Okay, so you got your handlers here. This is the basic API for what? Auth? Yeah, this is auth. And then user domain. What's this? Routes. Is it the same file? No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Um, what's core? Core.go. Okay. This is to start the. What is this? Server? Okay. Okay then. Yeah. So what's a rogue? This is a what? Nine months ago. Oh yeah. Interesting. So this is guys, so this is what you call a mono repo. There's a lot of different little moving parts in here that is all located in this one project. Yeah, look, Mirror 4. It's pretty cool. Hey Scan, if you want me to review something, go to the link in my bio and submit it there. There's a thing called git queue that you can add to the queue, okay? The reason why I've done it like this is so everyone gets their turn, and it is in a particular order. So Killer Keemstar X, let's have a look at this. What are you saying? Other projects, okay. Remake of this 1997, okay. Mirror 1 database. What else is it? Remake of Shandy Games. What the hell? You guys are putting work in here. This is crazy. You guys are getting paid, surely. Guys, are you getting paid for this? Carbon.database. This is another all free time. What the hell, guys? These guys are cooking with their free time. I love it. I love it. This is what sets devs apart, right? There's like devs who love to code for nothing, because they love it, right? And they do a lot just because they really like it. and that's what sets them apart from people who do it so they can get rich or something, right? Like they're what's a dev? A developer. Kizfiz, you should know this. Um, it's funny at Kizfiz you must be learning heaps. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so I think it's amazing. I mean, I don't game, so like the interest isn't there for me, specifically. But man, it's such a this is such a mature project. Like, how long has this project been running for? Look at all you guys. Open source community goes hard. Mm. Oh shit! Almost dropped my thing, guys. I have an Anzac cookie. I'm gonna bite it. Mm. Sorry. Yeah. So Killer Keemstar. This is not something that you know what I mean. This is not something that can be like, oh yeah, review your code, done. You know. This is years. You know what I mean? Or at the very least, months and months of work, planning and grinding and coding, right? So I guess the value that you're gonna immerse for is 1 year. Okay, Murtu is 10 years. Wow. Um, ugh. I just cringed at this. Okay. Text file. Fair enough. I've got no purpose. I've got no Okay, so you have thing. This looks generated. Okay, imagine this is like a schema backup. Oh no, this is end data. So this must be static. Um, Initial static data. Um, 4 dB, yeah. But like in a particular state, right? Initial state probably. Um, yeah, really cool. I guess these are all the configs. You have a lot of different projects here, and I can't fault the. I can't. I actually can't fault the project structure. Hmm. It's pretty tidy. Let's have a look. Yeah, you guys are OP with it. You guys really know what you guys are doing. Um, Killer Keemstar, how long have you been developing for? How long have you been writing code for? Thanks for the follow, fan. Because now you're like part of this team, right? This little team going on here. 10 years. Ah, yeah, it shows. Since you were 15 is crazy. That's about the Wait, how was I? Yeah, I was about. Oh, I was about the same age actually. Not professionally though. Just just learning programming as a kid. Ah, free time mate. Oh, nice. What is it with everyone starting at 15? I think I actually started a bit earlier than that. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's like such a common age to start. Nice. Um, I guess in saying that, this is a community review. I think um next year's probably 14. Eh? Oh, yeah. I think Killer Keemstar. Since this is a healthy, mature project. There's not much I could say about this. Everything's structured well. This is actually sponsored, right? That this is a I mean, sorry, this is a group effort. So this is actually not just like a quick review, right? So I think in saying that, well done. Thank you for submitting this repo to us. This is kind of like a good standard, right? This is like a good open source, well, almost open source project that that is quite mature. You said 10 years for the Mirror 2. Um, yeah, crazy work, guys. Give it up in the chat for Killer Keemstar 69. Yep, he's 25. And then there's me starting at 32. Wish me luck. Hey, Ivers, you don't need luck. You just need the work. You don't need luck. Just go do it. You can do it. Yep. Thanks, Cuz Fizz. Dubs in the chat for Killer Keemstar 69. Well done. Super impressive stuff. Crazy work. Continue the work. Your experience shows in your execution, and also all of the experience of your little team there. I saw some other contributors there. Man, very cool. I think we can check that one off. Um, guys, if you want me to review your code, chuck it in the Git queue, and then I'll review it. Okay, but I'll get to it. Not sure how long we're gonna go tonight, but I'm just gonna play it by ear. This is the first live that I've done this like formally, right? Back to work. Oh, that's right. You're at work. Nice. High praises tonight from Tino. You know, I'm not actually praising or glazing. I'm actually saying my real opinion on the things that I'm reading, right? And I'm not like overly enthusiastic or anything. I'm quite honest. Um, and it's like there's a way to kind of navigate through a project based on the context, right? So, like, for example, Killer Keemstar has X amount of years of experience. If they submitted me a repo that was like just just a JavaScript file with something of it, right? And he was like, "Yo, I'm 10 years experience. This is my repo. Good luck." Then that'll be a totally different conversation. I'd be like, "Where'd the 10 years go? You went 10 years for lunch. That's what you did. You have 10 years lunch experience, right?" But with the repo that they submitted, totally checks out. Totally checks out, right? No glazing needed. The code glazes itself. Anyway, Tokyo, if you want to submit your stuff, submit it through GitQ, please. Go to my link in my bio. Okay. Are we ready for the next one? That's all good, Tokyo. That's good. There are 4 ahead of you though, so and there's no real time constraint on how I'm going to review. I literally just do it live, and I don't really care how long it takes. You know, it's just going to take the amount of time it takes. Kiz Fizz powered by Vibes. Spike Tracker. Hands up, whose project is this? If you're not here, I'm going to skip you. If you're not here and it's a community submission, I'm going to skip you. Nova, someone else mentioned that they want me to review their code privately, but like, obviously there's like, I'm gonna need to think about that, right? Because you kind of want the experience of, hey, look, showcase my code, but you can't because it's all private, right? But then maybe there's a way we could do it. The issue is that as soon as it gets to me, it's public, right? So you have to be exactly. It's all client work. Same here. Same. If you look at my code base, if you look at my GitHub, you'll see that like it looks like I'm not even a developer. I have like not written one line of code. I'm last. Hey, Scan, you can change that by upping the priority if you want. Or you could just chill, have vibes, and just wait your turn like everybody else, yeah? Spike Tracker, I have not seen someone claim Spike Tracker yet. Not gonna lie, I'm getting tired, but I'm next, so hold on. Just Jeremy, are you Spike Tracker? Or are you Mind the Music? Okay. Spike Tracker. Going once. Going twice. Spike sleeping. Okay. Good night, Spikes. Everyone say good night, Spikes. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But that's going to be an issue because not everyone will respect that, right? Good night, Spiky. Hey, Heaven's in the chat. My sister's in the chat. Everyone say hi, Heaven. Hello, Heaven in the chat. Hi, Heaven. Just Jeremy. Hi, Tina's sister. Haven? Yeah, basically, Haven. Heyo, Hevs. Okay, so I've just been trying to add my GIFs on the README, but I'm just having issues. I don't know why. So go easy on me. Hey, I'll go hard on you. Oh, cancel the live. Cancel. Crazy work. Get out. Get out. Cancel the live. Everyone go to sleep for school. Go to sleep for school, everyone. Yeah, see ya. Bye. Okay, look. Here we go. Mind the music. Okay, I must say I like the name of the repo. It's quite I guess rolls off the tongue, right? Mind the music. Mind the music. Pauses and mutes your music to watch your lecture videos. Interesting. Very, very specific. Just added mine to the queue. Let's go. Weather updater. Cool. Hopefully we'll get there fairly soon. Right now we are on Mind the Music. If you want to submit your repos, you know how to do it. Go to the link in bio. I'm not going to say it again, okay? Only if there's new people in here. Anyway, so you say, what is it? Sorry. GIFs on the you've been trying to, does that not gonna work? Oh, try doing this. You know what? You know what? I don't want to run any executables on my machine. Jeremy. Um, okay, so what I want to do though is I had the time of my life, and also my readme sucks, so prepare. So we're gonna do some coding on Mind the Music. And I never felt this way before, and I swear this is true. That I'm holding on to you. I'm pretty sure it's like this, my guy. I'm pretty sure it's like this. Image, source, and then like that. And then wait, it's already in it's in the actual wait, it's already in here. So you can do it like it's wait, where is it? Assets. There it's right there. Okay, so you want to do this. You want to go / assets. Here we go. I think this will work. I think this will work. I mean, we could try this for now. You know what I mean? Hold on. Yeah, this will work, eh? Will it? Uh, surely. Okay, let's commit it. Is he gonna let me though? Um, uh, lol, lol question mark. Oh no, let's just be sensible, okay? Fix image. Oh no. Okay, I'm not gonna fork the proposal. Anyway, let's get out of here. It was worth a try. I'll fork it later. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend they're there. I'm gonna just I'll have a look at it manually. Let's take a look. Oh my days. What do you do? What's going on? See ya. Yeah, fix read me images. Thanks, Evan. See ya. See you later. Hold on, let's refresh that page. It's actually pay attention. So my thing is next. If you open my website, just hide your screen on the first part. Okay, Ollie, I'll try and remember that. In fact, I'll do it. Oh, no, we'll do it later. Um, Feel free to remind me again when we get there. Okay. Music volume reduces to 30% and from 100% for like the system volume. Hold on, let's pay attention again. Oh, there you go. Spotify specifically, it just shows your IP. Oh, I'm okay with that. Um, Interesting. Nice. That's neat. Mind the music. That's really cool. The other gift shows how Spotify pauses you without using the API. Ooh, why aren't you using the API? Because it's too restrictive and you don't want to deal with auth. Is that why? Yeah, why would you flash IPs on your website? Why not? You know what I mean? You don't want to fuck around with auth, eh? I see you, I see you. Hang on. Let's see that again. Jeremy, that's funny. Oh, that's so funny. Why am I laughing, you ask? Because I see the mouse dip in and out. So I know what you're doing there. That's funny. So you're like location done. Like pause. So you go to location, click, go back to where you found it, right? So it's like a quick blink. That's funny. It's like, you know what? Screw APIs. Screw the Spotify API. You know what I want to do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the mouse there and click. Are you being hacked? That's really cool. Cool, Jeremy. I'm just guessing, by the way. Is that what's happening? Yeah, I hate the Spotify API so much. So much work. My mouse just pauses lecture video. Oh, okay, yeah. Staying strong. Scan, I'm so sorry. What's the time there? This is cool. C sharp project. Okay. Executable here. Assets. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this is just the gifs and that and the logos and all that. 2:24 a.m. Oh my days! But yeah, I'll just pause and reduce volume of Spotify while you watch YouTube. That's so cool. I like that you. This is guys. This is how you program. This is how you do it. Okay, you build things that you need. Okay, you build things for yourself, and you go. You know what? I'm gonna do this myself. And you're like, you know what? I hate OAuth. I don't want people to sign in with Spotify on my app. I don't want to do that. I want to hijack the mouse. That's what I want to do. Code main window. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where is the thing? XAML.cs. Nice. What if we use YouTube for both music and videos? Tough luck, man. Just wait for the next release, Scan, okay? You're good at waiting. You're good at waiting. Okay, yeah, I see. Um, boom. Yep, yep. This is exactly what I expected your code to look like. Um, Actually, I hijacked the Windows API that shows us the play pause button when you hover on Spotify. I see, like this. There you go. This one, eh? This one. This one? Huh? Huh? This one? Huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Spotify detected. Nice. Okay. So if you want, this is quite a long file actually. If you want some feedback on this, I think you get a lot of points for building something useful for yourself, right? The project structure is quite simple. What was expected? Oh, just the implementation of it, right? Since you told me how you were actually the fact that you weren't using Spotify at all. So you went the other way around, right? So you just hijacked the computer in order to basically achieve the same result, right? Um, Hey, man, I got a question. Go for it, motocross rider. I'll make sure I pay attention to your question. So, yep. So you have some structure here. I think if you want to have some sort of feedback on the structure of your code. So this main window here, to me, this is just the UI. Okay, and I think all of your magical to-do stuff, right? All of your magical stuff that interacts with the operating system or anything like that interacts with something, I think that should be packaged nicely in its own, um, yeah, in its own little file, right? And the reason why I say that is because you kind of want everything to have its purpose, right? So you have a file, another file for this is for interacting with the toolbar, or like this is for interacting with the operating system, and then this is for interacting for Spotify specifically, right? And then this that will drastically simplify your UI, right? It'll drastically simplify it to the point where you can almost go create a new .NET project, create a website, use the same C sharp, and have that on the server. Oh, oh, obviously the server being your computer. Um, why doesn't Pygame work in my VS Code? Also, I can't select my interpreter for Python. Are tech LinkedIn jobs real? I have no idea. What is that? Organizing the code into separate parts to be efficient. Yep, that's what I mean. Exactly. It's not to be just to be efficient, but also readable and purposeful, right? But that's just a minor detail, right? Because this is just for you. So to be honest, it's perfect. Can you expand on the server idea? Well, so when you have like a server, um, okay, now we're getting into like remote dev, right? So when you like wrap capability, right? If you wrap an API around that, you can you can basically set that up in a way where you can talk to that remotely, right? So think about this. If you were to um how do you learn how to hack code? Hold on, Jeff the land shark. Um so obviously this right here will only work locally, right? And that's what it's designed for. Um but let's say you're somewhere else, or I don't know, the use case is kind of blurry there, right? But having that capability behind an API that you can call from anywhere, I always like doing that. Like thinking about that kind of line. For example, because I've written code similar to this, but not in C sharp. I've written it in JavaScript, right, with Selenium and all that. So basically, OS manipulation and automation, right? So I made something so I can actually control an app remotely, but from my phone. So you see, I have my phone here. If I create some sort of local website that I can consume from my phone, right? Then I'll be able to go. Oh, sorry. Then I'll be able to go. Oh yeah, on this phone, local host or whatever. Sorry, not local host. 192.168. Basically on the network. If I do that on here, then I will. Then I can actually control it. And if I do any action here, the I can call the API that I've wrapped around that capability, and it will execute like as if it's on the computer, right? It's definitely going to execute whatever's on the computer, right? So if I'm like somewhere else and I want to pause something, then I can do it from my phone. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, world's your oyster, really, on that. People followed me. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the follow. But that's just I'm just thinking out loud here. Win foot camp. Bobbers will he get out? Okay, so just long story short, I think this is a great repo. I think it's giving uh, I need to solve my problem now. Sounds like cool. I think I have an idea brewing. Thank you. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you do, because all of this stuff, man, I always think like that. And I'm glad you're thinking like that too, because every time I think of it, I go, yep, so I already have the concept of remote, because API, right? I can host an API locally on my machine, and I can broadcast that out locally on my network. So what that means is I can control everything. For example, even this capability, look at this, right? So in my office, I can turn down the lights, and I can turn up the lights, right? Like that, right? And so that's just an API call, right? And it happens to be on my phone. So I'm using a smartphone, right? I'm using a smartphone, and obviously this is an app built in, but I know the API that gets that called, which is why I can write JavaScript to interact with that those lights. So in essence, I can extend your C sharp thing by going, if I pause a YouTube video, it'll also dim the lights. Oh my days. Oh, I can also extend it to also dim the lights because I know how to call the API in the light bulbs, right? It's just a public, it's not, well, it's not public, but it's in the local network. And it's also just an IoT device. You just read my mind. Yeah, sure did. Sure did. Anyway, everybody, give a round of applause for Jeremy. Thank you for submitting your nice side project. Keep going. Keep making projects like this. I really like it when developers have their own, they solve their own problems with their code, right? And like, and it's not necessarily like the same way that everyone else does, you know. And I love the fact that you just hijack the operating system to do exactly what you want, right? Because I know how you must have thought about this. Like, why? Like, okay, Spotify. Let's have a look at their docs, right? Okay, cool. So first of all, create a website, and you're like, oh my days. Why do I have to create a website? And like, yeah, because you have to press this button to go in OAuth, and then you have to sign in, and then you get that token back once you get a successful login. And then what you have to do with that callback, you have to register the callback with Spotify. So there's config, and then there's development time that needs just to say hello to Spotify. You know, just to say, hey, pause and play. And then those tokens expire. So the experience of your thing going, okay, cool. What we're going to do is a C-sharp project. Let's say you're going to have a button there. You press that button, and then you're going to have to press that button every time, right? You're going to have to press the button just to refresh the token. And that is annoying as hell. I totally understand it. Exactly. Too much just to pause the damn thing. I know. It is crazy. And I totally appreciate your thinking there. And so you're just like, you know what? What I can do is I can move my mouse and then go down to the bottom, right? Then I can move it again. Then I can press play. You know, there's that kind of thinking. See, I like that. And keep thinking like that, because that's gonna help you so much. Because it's just kind of how I built my career, you know. Anyway, thank you so much. Thanks for joining, everyone. If you're new here, what we do here is we review and sometimes roast the shit out of your repos, okay? And if you're wanting to submit a link, go to the link in my bio. Go to the GitQ link. So you go to tino.nz, that'll show you a link, and then yeah, sorry, I just use that as an example, okay? Yeah, I understand, Jeremy. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I use that flow as an example. Because Jeremy, you know that is actually irrelevant, okay? That is actually irrelevant. And if you separated your files out, you can change the implementation. No. No misunderstanding. It's just I just illustrated that point just because I was using my mouse at the time, you know. Yeah, so if you guys want to submit your stuff for review, go into my link, tino.nz, and then you'll see, I'll actually show you here. Go tino.nz, and then you'll see my link at the top. GitQ link. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to build a website, but when I do bash node server.js, nothing happens in VS Code. What do you mean nothing happens? What do you mean nothing happens? So like you just see nothing? So Patty, so I suggest you read your server.js code and just see if you're outputting anything. You know what, better yet, at the top of the file, chuck in a console.log and then put a string in the middle of those parentheses and then press save and then go back to the bash and do node server.js as well. And then if you can't see that console.log, something else is happening. You should console.log, try it. I'm getting an error. What are you getting an error in? Is hacking my own Wi-Fi illegal? Huh? Nuh-uh, going to private all of my repos right now. Fine, go privatize all your repos. It's fine. Thanks for the follow. If you sup man, want to review my code? I'm a senior software engineer at Apple. Taylor, yeah, go for it. I mean, you just have to submit your thing here, right? Submit your code. into the community line. So I'm like pushing for the community line, but obviously there's a plus line and an elite line, but those are paid. So just submit it there. Submit your code there. Um, but yeah, if you're a senior software engineer at Apple, um, yeah, I'm interested to see what that looks like. Um, but yeah, remember this is all public repos here because this is obviously a public stream. So yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Have a great night. No worries about the feedback. Thanks for submitting. Thanks for being a part of it. Yo, everybody, man, why are you butchering my name? That's the ultimate disrespect. I've got, what do I have? I got Ting, I got Timo, I've got Nito. Nito is crazy. The absolute disrespect as he's leaving. Nah, autocorrect, bro. Nah. You know this guy, right? Timu is crazy. Bob is Billy. Oi, Dino. Oh my days. Everything but Tino. Eh? Are you guys all right? Are you guys okay? Do you have any recommendations for what to host a domain for a website on? Host a domain for a website on. Um, I only work as a beginner programmer at. I can't even pronounce that. Skinnem? Skinnamarinky dinky dink, skinnamarinky doo. Rhino is crazy. Or Reno. Paddy, we can all agree we didn't understand this. Scared, what are you up to, man? What are you up to? Leave them alone. Lino, okay, you guys are taking the piss now. You guys are actually, so there's piss, right? And you guys are all taking it. Anyway, thanks Mind the Music for your submission. Thanks Jeremy for your stuff. I think we're going to end that repo there. Submitted library senior software engineer at Apple. Got it. Gotcha. You're at the end of the list. I'm here. I'm my website. Yep. I will, and I've remembered Ollie to not show my IP address. I remember. So that's Mind the Music done. Dunskies? Indeed. Cash. What's with the hostility? Cash. What's with the hostility? I love it though. Hey, I'm an intermediate developer at Pineapple. Dry. Anyway, copy, new tab, drag window into secrecy. Fino is crazy. Don't worry, do about a thing. Do. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Hey, hold on. Fino Lico. Okay, you guys are taking the absolute piss. What's your name? Ollie. Is Ollie in the house? Ollie, is this website yours? You're here. Okay. So Ollie, you said for me to hide the repo, right? Because it's got my it's got my IP address it shows, right? Is that what you're saying? But what you've submitted, right? Not the repo, but the website. Yeah, so where's the website? Oino? Do you mean if I run it? Yeah. If I run the website? Or do you have a link somewhere? Oh, is it that? Okay, is it that one? I see. It's in the about section, right? Link. Okay. Link on it. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning. Do. Three little birds. What is your advice on coming up with your own code and making it unique? Um, um, I reckon making unique code. I guess so. It sounds like you're going code first. You know what I mean? You're like code first type of thing. But I usually go problem first, or like concept first. Do you have a Discord? I do, Taylor. Taylor, I do have a Discord. However, I'm like not active in it because I'm like, obviously work and all that, and it's like it's hard to keep up with the community, right? But during these lives, I'm quite active because it's like almost like face to face. But I have a Discord thing in it's in tino.nz/Discord. It's my Discord channel. So if you want to join my Discord, it's tino.nz, right? tino.nz/Discord. Yep. Nice. Okay, so what we'll do, let me... And we're back. Are we back or not? You put it in chat. Nobody on Twitch, but is there anybody on YouTube? No one on YouTube. Let's have a look. Because I feel... Hold on, let me just catch up on something. Do you have a Discord? Yes, I have. Because I feel like every code will eventually be the same and they're doing the same tasks. Oh, thanks everyone for replying to that, dude. But there's several hundred people who actually work there. Wait, what are you saying? Do you even check the messages I send you? Bob is Billy, to be honest, not really. I'm too caught up in my own world, man. I have people that that are my real life friends, no offense, that I also ignore, okay? So you're not the problem. I'm the problem. Also, I need advice on making a hub account. I want to strengthen my resume. A hub account? Or like a Pornhub account? A GitHub account? Which one? Have you perchance also worked at Ubisoft Google? Who are you talking to? Oh, I see. You're talking to Taylor. I see. Do you have a LinkedIn? Taylor, do you have a LinkedIn? Nice meeting you. I'll catch you around in 15. Okay, yep. Bye, Taylor. I'll see you later. Is this Drewski? Is this Drewski Code Edition? Hey, Drewski Computer Science Edition. Can you review my rat code? Yep, sure. Submit it. Submit it with your chest. Go to tino.nz and then go click on the Get Q link. The Brainstorm Drewski. Hey! Sorry, I'm new. What's your credentials for doing code reviews? I've been coding for almost 13 years now. I'm a senior software developer. I'm a full stack dev. I'm a web developer. I'm an Android developer. I'm an iOS developer as well. So I do mobile dev. And I do backend dev as well. And I do web dev. Let's chuck web dev in there. Bro, tell me something. Do you know kernel level coding? No, I don't have production experience with kernel level coding. It's just not my interest at the moment. And a TikToker, exactly. Next deals, exactly. And a TikToker. He's a streamer. Guys, and I'm also, if you didn't notice,